They say the walls in the corridors of power have ears, but lately it seems they have developed a mouth too. And the things they are whispering, gosh, oh my Mahamana.
मैं 3-4 नाम महिला के दे सकते हैं जो एमपी बने हैं, वो जाकर सोना पड़ा उनको मोदी के साथ, एक मिनिस्टर बने हैं सोकर. You want me to name them?
I don't want you to name them.
Close your ears.
A woman who once wrote Mahamanav's story, who once helped shape his image, now seems to be rewriting it. Madhu Purnima Kishwar, an RSS insider, a journalist, someone who had complete access of Mahamanav's life from the days of Gujarat to Delhi's throne rooms, has made some serious, shocking allegations about him.
स्मृति ईरानी जैसे को पहले बनाया एजुकेशन में.
क्यों बनाया स्मृति ईरानी को?
रबर स्टैम्प चाहिए और बढ़िया लॉयल, पर्सनली लॉयल. अब वो 12वीं पास, सास बहू सीरियल, टीवी सीरियल की एक हीरोइन को एजुकेशन मिनिस्टर बनाते.
Remember Kapil Mishra? Before joining the ruling brigade, he too had leveled all these very same allegations against Mahamana.
She was taken to the first floor and given a room across the chief minister's bedroom. उसको फर्स्ट फ्लोर में ले जाते हैं और मोदी जी के बेडरूम के बगल वाले कमरे में कहते हैं अब तुम्हें यहीं रहना होगा.
This matter keeps coming up repeatedly like a ghost, and a simple question refuses to die. If it is not true, why is the government not taking action against those peddling this? If all of this is false, then why is there no action against Subramaniam Swamy? No action against Madhu Purnima Kishwar? Why no action against Kapil Mishra? Why no investigation? Why no legal response? Why no urgency to protect the image of Mahamana? In a nation of laws, defamation must have consequences. People get arrested for saying far, far milder things these days. And yet, here we are. But the real question is not what is being said. The real question is, बिल्ली के गले में घंटा बांधेगा कौन? Who is going to build this jungly cat? Swamy is not your average do kodi ka neta who will panic, issue an apology and disappear after a court notice. No. Swamy is a different species. He's a kind of person who sits in his drawing room praying, begging for others to challenge him in court. His entire political aura is essentially just one sentence. आजा अरे आजा, कोर्ट आजा, दिखाता हूं तुझे. Please someone challenge me for God's sake. His bite is worse than his bark.
कोई चैलेंज करेगा मुझे कि प्रूव कर दो एप्स्टीन में इसका भी नाम है, तो मैं कर दूंगा, बट कोई नहीं चैलेंज करता मुझे.
Now listen to me carefully. These allegations, this dog scandalous tales, they may be the absolute truth, or they may be a spectacular web of lies woven by a few sideline loyalists whose grapes have suddenly angur khatte hain, you know. I don't know, you don't know, but one question keeps knocking. Why would someone who helped build the temple suddenly decide to light a match inside it? Why now? What changed? Maybe we are not watching a controversy. We are watching a crack, the beginning of something much bigger. Maybe it is about a system rearranging itself. The Rashtriya Swayamsevak Sangh, a structure that built, nurtured and elevated, now perhaps reassessing. Maybe a very powerful bloc has decided it is time to reclaim the reins, time to remain that no Mahamanav is bigger than the machine that made him. Maybe they have had enough of what some call the Gujarat model of power consolidation. The famous RSS deadline, the age limit, 75 years. You remember it, don't you? The Margdarshak Mandal. the grand glorified retirement home built to quietly pack away the giants of the past. L.K. Advani ji, Murli Manohar Joshi ji, all those elder statesmen told to step aside because the time had expired.
There's a rule, 75 rule for RSS workers, and he's a RSS worker.
But will he listen?
He didn't listen.
So now?
So we have to sack him, and that means helping somebody else to come to power. We have seen that in the past when the Janata Party broke up.
This is exactly why the whispers are getting louder. When a system cannot push a powerful king out of the front door, they start making the inside of the palace unbearably hot. They let the Swamis speak. They let the Kishwars tweet. They let the darkest allegations float in the air. They don't shield him. They don't silence the critics. They just stand back and let the pristine aura bleed until the king himself realizes that the golden chair has turned into a bed of thorns. In the tweet, there is one particular line that struck me hard, very hard. She wrote, and I quote, "I might have overlooked his predatory sexual conduct if he had done well on other fronts." What the gosh. So the problem is not what is being alleged. The problem is the results were not satisfactory. She is not unhappy with Mahamana because she suddenly climbed up to some high moral ground. No, she is unhappy because of something else. They didn't find their conscience. They just lost their patience. They aren't angry that the bulldozer is crushing people. They are just angry that the driver isn't taking the directions anymore. If these claims are a lie, it is the greatest, most treacherous defamation in the history of the independent India. And if they are true, well, then the ghost is out of the bottle. And no matter how many PR agencies you hire, escaping this situation will be very, 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 very difficult for our Mahaman. Look at the fortress today. Inside out, attacks from all fronts, pressure from all directions, the exact same suffocating situation that choked the Congress right before 2014. It is now almost the BJP's reality. The wheel of time is a ruthless, unforgiving judge, isn't it? Reminds me of the timeless haunting song. चढ़ता सूरज धीरे धीरे ढलता है ढल जाएगा ढल जाएगा ढल जाएगा. The rising sun slowly sets and it will set. जैसी करनी वैसी भरनी आज किया कल पाएगा. सर को उठाकर चलने वाला एक दिन ठोकर खाएगा. The one who walks with his head held high in sheer arrogance will inevitably stumble one day. इसलिए ये कहता हूँ खूब सोच ले दिल में क्यों फंसाए बैठा है जान अपनी मुश्किल में. Have some rest, Modi ji. Truly. Until how many more years are you going to stay awake for 18 hours a day, working without sleep, without a single holiday? It must be incredibly exhausting, isn't it? Carrying the burden of so many uncomfortable whispers in the corridors. Take a break. Enough. Let it go.
ज्यादा से ज्यादा ये मेरा क्या कर लेंगे भाई? नहीं बताइए क्या कर लेंगे? अरे हम तो फकीर आदमी हैं, झोला लेके चल पड़ेंगे जी. मोदी जी आपको शर्म नहीं आती?
In any normal functioning democracy, any country with an honest press, with even an ounce of journalistic integrity, the media would be tearing the power structures apart right now. They would be camped outside the gates of the Prime Minister's residence, demanding answers. But what can you expect from the brave, roaring lions of our Naya Bharat's news studios? Our mainstream media didn't just die, They died 1,000 humiliating deaths in the last 12 years. They gladly traded their spines for sponsorships. The remaining few, the independent ones, small, stubborn voices like me, with nothing but a camera and a conscience, trying to hold a mirror up to the absolute madness. We are being quietly murdered with every single day, with algorithms, with sensors, with shadow bans, with invisible blocks that choke our reach. The country has gone down a steep, terrifying decline, not just because bad things are happening in the dark, but because those who have the power, those who have the platform, those who are supposed to speak, choose fear. Let me be very honest with you. I know the risks I'm taking tonight by echoing the darkest whispers of the corridors. I am inviting the wrath of an ecosystem that does not forgive and certainly does not forget. And I know there is a cost. There is always a cost for speaking. But if I don't speak and if you don't listen, then who will? If all of us choose silence or a fear, then what remains of a democracy? Honestly, I don't like asking you people to like, share, and subscribe to my voice. I really don't. It feels too small, too transactional for something that is supposed to be a responsibility. I don't do this for numbers. I do this because I believe it is a duty, a fundamental, inescapable national duty. Not just mine, yours too. Every single one of you listening this on the other side of the screen. I won't ask you to support me. I won't ask you to support this channel. I will ask you to do something far more difficult. Open your eyes. Wake up. Because in this grand, ruthless game of power, voices like mine are temporal. Fleeting echoes in a very long, very dark corridor. Before me, many have come, many have spoken, and many have disappeared. मुझसे पहले कितने शायर आए और आकर चले गए, कुछ आहें भरकर लौट गए, कुछ नगमे गाकर चले गए. वो भी एक पल का किस्सा थे, मैं भी एक पल का किस्सा हूँ. कल तुमसे जुदा हो जाऊंगा, गो आज तुम्हारा हिस्सा. Tomorrow the algorithm might finally swallow me whole. Tomorrow the shadow ban might turn into a permanent blackout. Tomorrow I might be separated from you. But today I am a part of you. Today I am a part of your conscience. So if I am gone tomorrow, don't look for me, look within. Because the real brown enlightenment was never this channel. It was never this voice. It was always, 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 always you. Jai Hind.
मैं पल दो पल का शायर हूँ, पल दो पल मेरी कहानी है, पल दो पल मेरी